Hi, Nick Proctor, founder CEO at Amber. Been fortunate to be in this job for about 15 years now and working with Glamorgan for almost all of that, actually, fascinatingly. It's been 12 years, our partnership already, and we're looking to, well, I think we have actually now extended that partnership out for a further few years. So excited to be here today at Glamorgan and spending time with a good friend in partnership at Glamorgan.
Hi, Dan Cherry, recently appointed CEO of the Glamorgan County Cricket Club. Having worked for the club for over 25 years and with Amber for 12 years, really excited to be meeting Nick here to talk about how our ambitions for sustainability and net zero at Glamorgan County Cricket Club.
Dan, look, it's been a long time. We've worked together for 12 years or so, and it's been great to watch your career progress and do so well. I was trying to remember actually, how did this all begin? You know, how did our partnership first start? Can you remember?
Yeah, no, I remember an energetic Nick Proctor knocking on the door and simply asking whether that you could make a difference to our business. I saw some real synergy with that, and I remember our meeting in the players' dining room. I think it was many years ago. We were discussing our values and the core side of our business and where we wanted to be. And as a young business at Glamorgan, trying to position ourselves on the international stage, I felt there was some real synergy between us, and it's been great to work together for so long.
And I think I totally agree with the synergies there. I think it's that looking at a new outlook for a business looking to grow, and I suppose the biggest thing there for me was feeling that businesses, including Glamorgan, didn't necessarily who do you trust and how do you measure trust? You know, how did you decide on that? Because there were choices you could make between working with us, working with others, working directly. How does trust come across?
Yeah, I think the beauty for us was, we were a new emerging venue.
Yeah. And
when you're new and you're starting fresh, you're looking for like-minded people. You're trying to grow at a reasonable rate. And I felt that, with the energy and the passion that you had for development and for learning, that matched ours. And, I felt a real energy between us that, we could take our club forward and take your business forward at the same time.
Absolutely. And I think as a sports ground is really important, isn't it? Is to have world-class facilities, a world-class venue, and a low carbon footprint as well these days. Is that something that's changed? Is that really important to you now as a club? Because when we first started speaking, that was always within the sort of offering of working together. But it seems to be coming through now through the ECB, through just being a club in general, to be more of an important, prevalent point. Are you finding that on the field, so to speak? Are you seeing that?
Definitely. I think the world of events has changed massively. I mean, I've been involved at the club for 25 years, and on the event side, 17 now, and the landscape has changed massively. I think it's a real, priority for the ECB and for sport in general, to be better custodians of our planet and our world. And I think that in sport we have a unique opportunity to bring people together, whether that be for entertainment or for the good of society. And I think it's really important for us, to understand our footprint within the sporting community, but within the world as well, and do everything that we can to be the best that we can be.
Yeah, and I suppose we hear that a lot, and our job's often to challenge. What does that mean? What are the physical things, or the commitments, or the changes that we're going to make together? And I suppose it'd be good to sort of understand from your point of view, because I'm obviously always saying it to you guys, but from your point of view, what are the changes that you're seeing happen at the stadium through the partnership of working together?
Yeah, I think it's really important that whatever we do on a daily basis. We're not here to tick boxes and just do the right thing. We're here to make change, and I think a lot of that comes through our partnership with the advice that you give us, with the training that you provide to our staff. Working on projects, and hopefully we can get some of those projects across the line, such as installing LED lighting throughout the stadium. It's a really exciting thing that we're hoping to do in the next 12 months, and really embed the right values and projects amongst the business that can take us forward. And I think the energy management setup that we've got with you guys, the data management, the bill validation, the procurement, all of those, types of services that you provide help us to be better at what we do moving forward.
And it hasn't always been sunny like it is today, with a pitch ready and hospitality ready to go. We all went through a very difficult time with COVID as venues, particularly elite venues that were often not necessarily thought of as also doing hospitality events. The world's changed right now for you guys. During that period, did you find assistance through us in terms of the price you were paying? Do we manage to avoid those big spikes in the market?
Yeah, I mean, that's been the biggest value that we've had from Amber, is that support and that knowledge throughout that period. And as we locked in a fixed rate deal for 3 years through the advice that was given by your analysts, and I think that really shaped us through COVID. It protected us from the huge energy spikes, and it's put us on a footing that we could get through COVID successfully and grow moving forward. So the advice that you gave us and us locking in our price on a fixed rate really protected the business and got us through. And
final question on this bit for me would be around partnership. How do you handle those partnerships now, in particular in energy? How do you see that sort of working going forward?
Yeah, I mean, partnerships are vital to any sports organisation and any events venue, and I think it's really important that it is a partnership, that there's value created for both parties. It isn't just a transactional issue, and I think that's why we've worked together with Amber for so long, for 12 years, is because it has been a true partnership. We felt we've got fantastic value from you. Hopefully you've got value from us, kind of enjoying our facilities and supporting us through our major events. And I think that's fundamental. And, you go back earlier on to kind of authenticity and trust that we built up. We understand, that we will always get the best advice from Amber. And it will take us forward as a business, as we shape ourselves for the future. I mean, it's a very precarious world. Venues and events, and COVID kind of really proved that to all of us, and having the right partners on board that support you through the difficult times as well as the good times is really important.
So we're into probably the fourth or fifth discussion you and I have had since we started this relationship about extending, and it's really great actually to have extended again and to be going into sort of 15 years. It's a bloody long time. I know you've been here for 25 years, which is very, very impressive. When it came down to making that decision, I don't put you on the spot, but what were the sort of things you were thinking about in terms of let's extend that partnership? What goes through your mind?
I think we've had fantastic service from Amber for 12 years. So ultimately we need to work with a team that we can trust, and we fully trust that the advice that's given by Amber is going to work for us. And what I've been really impressed with during the time that we've known each other is that you've expanded as a business. Now work throughout sports, different cricket stadiums. Yep. I think there's a lot of value for us in being able to learn from what you've picked up at other venues and what you can bring back to us. So I'd say your expertise in sport and stadia now is unrivaled in this part of the world.
And does it count for something? I mean, we think it does, but does it count for something when it goes wrong and we do everything that we can to put that right? Does that count for something? Because it's one of those things that you sort of go, I might have to get the checkbook out on this particular thing because we have made an error. And it's only happened once in the tenure, but those sort of things, it either pushes you apart or brings you closer. I mean, what was your view when it goes wrong?
Yeah, I mean, I think loyalty is very important to us here at Glamorgan, and I get the sense that it's the same for you. And kind of loyalty is earned over time, and that comes through difficult decisions. And I think from one thing I've learned from working in stadia for so long is that things do go wrong, and you have to put it right. And I quite often speak to people and I say, I just need to know that somebody's on the end of a phone. They may not have the solutions there and then to sort something within the hour, but they're there supporting you. They pick up the phone, they offer advice, and we've always got that from Amber. So I know that if things go wrong here, I've got the ability to pick up the phone to yourself or one of our relationship managers, and we will be prioritised and the issue will be sorted out, which is fantastic.
Yeah, and as you know now in your new job, growing a business or growing an agenda to make change is a challenging thing to do, and hopefully it's all going to go well for you in your new role here. As the CEO here, how are you finding the net zero agenda changing? And if we go back, to when we first started working together and we were standing out on the pitch, I don't remember being part of even the ECBs agenda. And has that changed quite a lot for you?
Yeah, as I say, my whole experience of working within sport and stadia has changed massively over the years. Priorities change, and when we look at change, nothing happens quickly, does it? It takes time, it takes resource, it takes investment for you to make that change. But certainly from an ECB perspective, it's really important now. So when we get assessed on our venue awards for major matches, sustainability now plays a key part of it. As part of our funding package with the ECB, we have to provide a plan to manage sustainability and become the best citizens as we can be as a venue. So it's really important to us to be ambitious in that field.
Yeah.
I like to think that we're doing some great work, and often the challenge with us is having the time to promote that work. But with partners such as Amber, it gives us that license to be able to kind of promote it and talk about it, and make sure it's at the top of our agenda.
And I think it's going to be about holding ourselves to account, isn't it, over the next few years, not only for the club, for the local community, but just on a broader sense, holding ourselves to account on these commitments that we're all looking to make as CEOs to get to net zero within a finite period of time, or have our mark on carbon. And it's going to be knowing what the recipe is. And it's really, really, really important, as you say, for the ECB to be on board with that, to have those commitments from the ECB, and to have that carrot and stick approach of we're going to win things like the Ashes, we're going to win international games, we're going to win T20s, we're going to win one days, depending on the quality of our venue. And sustainability is now in that booklet, and that seems to be the really, really important change.
Yeah, no, it's been a huge change for us, and we're a part of the community here in Cardiff and Wales, and we want to make Wales proud of what we do, and that means that's performing on the field and it's performing off the field as well. And it's pretty humbling to think that over the last 15 years we've hosted some of the biggest events in cricket. We've branched out to host concerts and other events as well. So it's important for us to make sure that everything that we do is taken seriously, and certainly from a net zero approach, we're keen to learn from Amber and work with other partners to ensure that we're being the best that we can be. And taking net zero seriously, when's the net zero by what date? What's it going to be at Glamorgan? Yeah, I think that's always one which is kind of difficult. I think I come from a place where I don't like to set targets that aren't achievable. So I think it's the ambition is to keep continually improving, and making sure that we work with the right partners such as Amber to help us on that journey. There are many competing priorities, as you can imagine. Trying to get the team winning on the field is a really important one for us at the minute, and trying to make revenues to keep the business going. But certainly sustainability, net zero is becoming higher up the agenda for us, and it'll be part of our next strategy that we're currently building for 25 to 28.
And look, our challenge doesn't come without the support that's intended by being tongue-in-cheek and putting you on the spot. Clearly what we're trying to do is build the package for the cricket grounds, for the county cricket grounds in particular, so that they can go on a journey to net zero and be able to make those commitments, stand by them and feel confident they've got the toolkit behind them. So you're totally right. It's making sure not to overcommit on that and just do it as a publicity stunt, and making sure that when we do make that partnership statement of we're going to get there by this date, that you can achieve it.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think we want to make incremental improvements, and we want to learn from people and understand what it takes. And yeah, I'm not one for simply ticking a box. This needs to become part of our day-to-day business and part of business as usual. So it's important that the decisions we make are the right ones for the club, and that we're making those with the right partners and the right information so that we can take the club forward.
So we talk quite a lot about saving the planet. Obviously, first and foremost, to have that purpose, we've really got to make sure that the club is profitable, making money, working as a business. Over the next 3 years, what does that look like down here for you?
Yeah, it's a very good point. I mean, being truly sustainable as a business, we need to ensure that we keep our costs under control. We've got the right governance measures in place. And I think, we've identified, working with Amber, that there's the opportunity to make cost savings by moving to LED. Obviously, we've seen huge rises in energy prices, over the last few years, and that market's been quite volatile. So, working with Amber and getting fixed into the best rates that we possibly can, and by undertaking the projects on energy saving, whether that be the installation of LED, whether that be air conditioning, controlling. We're looking to work towards those projects and make sure that in the next 3 years we protect ourselves from any rises in prices and we make ourselves as financially sustainable as we can as a business.
Well, thanks for your time today, Dan, and it's great to spend some time with you at the beautiful club that you've got. And congratulations again on your CEO. I look forward to working with you for the next 12, 15 years and achieving net zero.
Yeah, no, we look forward to that too, and it'd be great to see you down with us for the cricket this summer. Hopefully the sun shines, and as I say, we can continue our aspirations to become net zero in the future.
Sounds good.